February 2016. It is 9:56 p.m. right now. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be going to basically the Queer Center of Durham, so for a little meeting with other, hopefully trans people. I really don't know. Happens to be gay people. Cool. You're aging people. Cool. I don't know. I love being around my queer people. Quick update though. I just recently learned, literally earlier today, that for Thanksgiving, I mean, possibly, I may be having other family come over, like, extended family or whatever. Now, growing up, I always loved my aunts. I never had much connection with my uncles. And ironically, that says something. I've also really been indulging myself in the black community and why things are the way that they are and blah, 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 and how we can change them and all that crap. Trying to wrap my head around everything. And anyway, I never thought this before. I really literally just realized this when I said, I spent a lot of time like with my aunts, and I really loved my aunts growing up. Obviously, because, I liked them a lot, and I was always around them. They were the most accessible. But my uncles, I've only met like one or two of my uncles. Not many of them, and that actually speaks a lot on what I've been realizing about the black community. Once again, the men are just taken away. It seems like black men are just completely obsolete. They're off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just kind of weird. I just noticed that. That doesn't mean that my uncles, the majority of them are like in jail, but I just probably have kids and everything like that. There's one uncle, I know he does have like a lot of kids, and he's trying to maintain a family and business and all that stuff, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? Keep the family going. But anyway, yeah, I made a video before extended family, but that was like grandparents. And to tell the truth, those are the grandparents that are like more like on the, I guess I should say, easy peasy side. And yet I still felt embarrassed, and I still felt uneasy being around them and being John. So, so if that's the easy peasy side, and if I've grown up and liked and shared a lot of laughs all my life basically with these other people on, my mom's side, you know what I'm saying? I just, I don't know. I told my mom basically how I was feeling about it. Why? I mean, just because I guess, just to try to make an effort, again, reach out and share some kind of feelings. Because, she's my mom. But, I mean, even though I know how things have been, she doesn't really want me to do that. And I don't know. But I just kind of threw my hands up, and I figured, well, my mom. So even if you don't care, which I know recently for most of the things that I've been talking about or feeling the past few years, she doesn't really care about, but want to know about. But or admit that are like real. But they are. So you know. Anyway, I said, what the heck? This is my mom, and let me at least just verbally express how I'm feeling, just as plain and simple as I can. So I put the words together and I said, well, don't get me wrong, I'm not, I would like for them to come over, but I'm not looking forward to the disappointment they're going to have with me being trans, being different, so to speak. Because either way, there are so many things that have changed about me since the last time that we've seen each other anyway. Not just like the queer persona of me, but just, I remember I was like 10 and everything. Like I was, younger when one of my main aunts, my favorite crazy aunt saw me. And anyway, I was into like collecting rocks and everything then, like extremely collecting every little rock I saw, and I still had like my toys that I used to play with, and like I would pretend that like they could talk, and I would be like, my name is Hermit, I'm going to the store, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? So I've changed a lot as a whole. I talk differently, say different words, you know what I'm saying? So even in itself, I know that either way, there's going to be a change in me. Like, they're going to be kind of baffled by this new person because it's not only that, like, I went from, like I said, I was around them, like, in younger years, but it's not like I went from 10 to, like, 14. It's actually good they're not around me, like, in, like, my 14 stage of myself, because I was, like, worse mentally with, like, depression and suicide and all that crap, and, I just, so, no. It would have made me feel even more ashamed to actually have people that actually, care about and who I have these good feelings and good memories with to actually see me like that. Again, that'll make me feel even more messed up and more worthless. And I've already starting to feel like that again. Like I can't do anything right, but I'm trying to put that aside. You know, I don't want to go back there. I mean, can you blame me? I never wanted that to be my reality anyway. But it just, you know what I'm saying? It happened, and it is what it is. But you know, it's not like I'm 14 or I'm literally months away from being in college and from doing things on my own, and I just, so I am a completely different person. There's been a large gap of time, and a lot of things have happened to change me, whether purposefully, or just it just so happens that they changed me. You know what I'm saying? And I know they've changed too. So there's gonna be a different flow between us either way, but I had to basically break it down and say it to my mom as simple as I could. Because it's true, it's true. I had to do that. Just have a simple, basic, plain sentence. Because like I said, other times when I've tried to tell her about other things, it's dismissed like so quickly, or just turns into a thing. Because anyway, yeah. Well, I'm trying to say, well, yeah, you can't like stop them from coming over because you don't want them to, be mad at you or disappointed at you. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, 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 that's not what I said. In the beginning, I specifically said, no, I want them to come over. I'm looking forward, but it's just, even though it's just a possibility, it still scares me. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowed to have feelings about it. And that's what I said. I mean, you know, yeah, I understand the reaction. I completely do. And the only reason why I do is because, basically of how I'm seen today, basically of how I am today. That's the only, way I actually come to the closest realm I can possibly get of expecting, okay, how are general people going to react to someone like me when, I have a flat chest and when I kind of look like a boy, but yet I kind of sound a little bit feminine and have feminine tendencies, you know what I'm saying? So I'm used to it, you know? It sucks and I'm used to how things are sometimes. But I mean, it's the reality, and I even said, like, I mean, it's kind of good that I'm used to some things because it's better than just starting. If anything, just starting, I mean, there are things that get me, like, there are triggers for me, yeah, no doubt. But, like certain events, like that day at school when people in my classes, literally, I heard them calling me, is that a boy? No, it looks like a girl. He, she. I made a video about that, literally. I made it after a few minutes after it happened, and yeah, man, it broke me. Those are triggering events, like events where I'm refused the right to use the bathroom. Those are triggering things, you know what I'm saying? Those are days and events that just make me say, oh God, F this life. F me. F me for being as I am, you know what I'm saying? I wish I were a regular guy. I wish I didn't have to deal with this stuff. I wish I didn't have to deal with people and why is life so hard and this and that and why can't people just be more like this? Why can't, you know, it not even be a problem to be as I am? You know what I'm saying? Those are the days where it's tough. And where either way, whether it's easy or whether it's hard. I mean, however you want to look at the situation, either way, I have to brace up and own up to it either way, whether I think it's easy or whether I think it's hard. Either way, it's mine to deal with. See, either way, it is my cup of tea or whatever, if you will, whatever, however you want to think of it. Either way, it is mine to deal with. It is mine. It's my deck of cards, literally. The hand from God I'm dealt. That is mine. So I have to touch it, you see? If I don't, I mean, I've been living this way as John for it's a few good months now. I'm proud of myself, actually. Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm actually proud. But like I said, there are triggering moments. There are events where it's really hard and where I'm just like, oh, God, I'm sick of this, and I just don't even want to get by. But anyway, I know that it's mine to deal with, and it's for some kind of purpose. I don't know. But I just know that it's not anything to avoid. I shouldn't try to avoid or smother it or wait. And my mom started to say, yeah, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have started all this stuff when you were younger, but you already started to change things and you're going to do what you want to do anyway. And she started going to this whole, attitude, come on, self-defensive, as if literally, as if, she's the one who's being hurt. Well, you're not the one in my shoes, you know what I'm saying? You're not the one who's trans and has to deal with all this crap, you know what I'm saying? I understand that it's hard for you. I've even tried to tell her I understand where you're coming from and how it's hard to deal emotionally, letting go and accepting this and this and this. I've tried to, but of course I was pushed off, and so we never really had that disclosure. But I tried to come to her as just decent, as a decent folk, as decent persons having conversation, but it didn't happen. Because again, it was so much offense to her, and believe it or not, I hardly get to complain to people. I only do this, you know what I'm saying? But as far as complaining to people about, oh, my life, and it's hard being me, I really get to do that. And then for someone to actually sit in my face and complain about how hard and how, telling me how hard this is and telling me how, well, she starts off with saying, well, this is really hard and difficult and you don't understand all the challenges. Number one, that's a strike right there, because who the hell are you to do that? You know what I'm saying? You're not trans in any way. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have a glimpse of a trans experience, not your own, and you certainly do not have mine. So you cannot sit there and tell me about the hardships that I already know about. I face it every single day from the moment I wake up. What I have to look at, I have to put on my chest, my binder. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Every time I'm talking to people, I have to try to check myself. Oh God, is my voice deep enough? Do they take me seriously? Come on now. You can't. So that's strike one right there. You know what I'm saying? Especially since I've been living as John for 2 months. You're not telling me anything new. So that kind of pisses me off a little bit right there. But two, then she starts going to the spiel of, basically making it like it's silly and ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm just, God, that pisses me off too. Because, anyway, I've already said, I'm aware there's transphobia there, definitely. But hell, I'm sure I even have transphobia. Definitely, I know it comes out sometimes in me. Yeah, I'll admit it, but I'll talk about in another thing. Either way, it just, then she starts going, it goes from, I know this is hard and these are the hardships and this is what you're gonna have to face in life, to this is ridiculous anyway and I don't know why you go through this, basically ridiculing it and making it seem like it's silly, to finally number 3, this choice you've made and blah 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 and you didn't have to do this. And that's strike number 3. That's the thing that really pisses me off. And it's like, okay, what don't you understand? I didn't choose this and it's not going anywhere. It wasn't going anywhere. The only thing there was for me to do was to own up to it. Literally. I remember before I actually taken the very first little tiny little baby steps of owning up to it myself, I was trying to kill myself. Literally. I'm not lying. Literally. I'm not saying mentally beating myself up, oh, I'm so worthless. Oh, no, 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 no. I literally taken pills and I thought they were going to kill me. I wanted to die. Because I didn't see any way for myself. Just being, and I certainly couldn't see myself, as a quote, real man. You know what I'm saying? Because there was so much pressure of what a real man is, and I just, I kept looking at all these men around me and how they were and how they acted. I said, oh God, I can never match up to them, not really. So in that sense, I'll never fully be a man. I'll always be like this sham, this imitation.